The Coca-Cola 600 on Fox is sponsored by AT&T, the leader in wireless. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. By DirecTV, just say ride shotgun on race day with NASCAR Hot Pass only on DirecTV. And by Toyota, moving forward.
Brian Vickers has been out front for the last 9 laps here at Lowe's Motor Speedway in his Toyota. If you want to know why Allison is the most engraved name in Lowe's Motor Speedway's victory lane, or any other question, Tom Jensen is our answer man, and throughout the race, log on to foxsports.com on MSN. Go to keyword answer. Kyle Busch 4 seconds back. Dale Jr. 10 seconds off the lead. Jimmy Johnson 12 seconds behind. And Tony Stewart 16 back of Brian Vickers.
But the thing about Brian Vickers in this 83 car, again, he's going to have to beat a pit road here probably about 10 to 15 laps. Even with the tires and fuel load he has, he's 3 to 4, even a half a second faster than everyone else behind him in this 83 car.
Remember a little bit ago,
2 more laps will come in on 125.
Right after the race started, I said write it down, 32 flat. That was the lap times. See where we are now?
31:50.
We're right at a 31.5, and it's coming down every about 30 minutes.
And Mike, I think we're just about complete with phase 1. We're not near darkness, but the sun is just about dropped behind the grandstands, and we're real close to the entire racetrack being in shade. So phase 1 almost complete here.
Basically, we run this race.
Next time, pit road, bud.
4 quarters. You know, last week it was 20 laps. We called it 4 quarters. This week, it's 100 laps, 4 quarters.
Windshield's fine. Windshield's fine. Just give me a fast pit stop.
That's Doug Richard, his crew chief, Brian Vickers' crew chief. Asked him about his windshield and what they're going to do on the pit stop. And he said, make it a fast one.
So Vickers will nearly equal Toyota's laps led of the entire season when he comes in to make his pit stop.
And he's the only Toyota driver and team to have a top 10 finish this year for Toyota. Finished 10th back at Fontana, the 2nd race of the year. But when he hits pit road, that will complete the cycle of everyone that stayed out under that last caution. The rest of these cars, like Kyle Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Stewart, should be able to go another 10 to 15 laps.
Well, he picked a bad time to pit. He got a car right in front of him, which is going to mess him up just a little bit.
Martin Truex Jr., the one.
2 tires, Brian, 2.
It's Doug Richard, his crew chief. Doug Richard, who was Dale Earnhardt's crew chief when Dale won his first championship back in 1980.
So I was going to say they really messed up if they pitted together in the same pit stall or near the same stall. But Krista.
This is a huge run for the 83 for confidence, for exposure. They received a pep talk from crew chief Doug Richard before this stop. Brian saying his car is tight in the center, better in the shade. The call was just for a 2-tire stop. He was worried he smoked the left front. Doug Richard said, you're fine.
Vickers and Truex complete their pit stops.
Comes Junebug.
And here comes Earnhardt, the 3rd place car. Steve?
Mike, on the last stop, Dale Earnhardt Jr. took just 2 tires. On this stop, he's going to take 4. He told Tony Gibson and his crew, I really like my race car right here. So 4 tires for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He gets a tear off from the windshield. No adjustments to the Chevrolet, just 4 tires and gas for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Brian Newman is in, and so is Kevin Harvick and Jeff Burton. Newman pitted all the way down in pit stall number 1. He gets first pick of pits after winning the pole.
Now, these are all scheduled stops. It's a little early for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Ryan Newman. You see Newman in the 12. He's going to get 4 tires. Here comes Casey Kane in the 9 for his scheduled green flag stop.
I think, Larry, a lot of that is just from the driver. If the driver's at some point in a run and get near the end of a run, he doesn't like his car and the car feels like it's falling off a little bit, he calls in and says, I got to come now.
See, the 9 car is going to get 4 tires as well.
And that will hand the lead to Kyle Busch, who last Saturday night dove it into turn 1. His older brother Kurt wouldn't give him a lot of room. Kyle took what he needed, and they both ended up in the fence.
Yeah, he dove it in under him, and Kyle caught him. or Kurt caught him. And guess who the lead is handed to now?
Jimmy Johnson,
who basically back on lap 66 was on the front stretch with the left rear cap off the tire, Krista.
No aggression from this driver right now. He said, quote, he's chilling and cruising in his race car. Minor changes. They need to free it up just a little. They're going to do so with air pressure. Also a 4-tire stop. That's for Kyle Busch.
another of the 20-something drivers in this field, Jamie McMurray, on pit road with his Irwin Ford. And here comes Johnson, giving up the lead to make his stop. This may make Tony Stewart the leader.
What Chad Knaus told Jimmy Johnson, cut your blowers off that's cooling those front tires. That way it's not blowing the brake dust on these wheels into the tire changer's face.
Don't want to get burned with a caution right now, I can tell you that.
Krista?
Jimmy saying his car was getting very tight. They're going to do a track bar adjustment. It's a major adjustment. 3 rounds on the track bar, also 4 tires for Jimmy Johnson. He has moved his way all the way from that tire mishap early to be running up in the top 5, currently 7.
There you see Tony Stewart in the 20 car hitting pit road. There you go. Phase 1 complete. Major adjustments on that 48 car.
Steve?
Mike, they've made a remarkable recovery since being caught up on that lap 52 wreck. Right side tires for Tony Stewart. It will be a 4-tire stop. Don't see any other adjustments to this Home Depot Chevrolet of Joe Gibbs Racing. They do clean the grill for Tony Stewart.
J.J. Yaley has taken the lead, and just as quickly as he does, he drops his Interstate Chevy onto pit road. Dick?
Yaley had last pitted on lap 78, so this is a regularly scheduled pit stop. Mike, he could not have gone any further. He has done a nice job tonight. All 4 fenders are clean. Yaley knows he has got to take care of his equipment tonight more than any other all year long. And so far, so good. Matt.
Denny Hamlin at the start of the last run said his car was just way loose, and then it progressively went to the tight side. Now they're going to reverse the change they made on their last stop. They're going up on the track bar to try to free this race car up, because now we are in so much shade as the track temperature begins to cool more and more.
David Stremme has stopped. Casey Mears, Kyle Petty, and Kenny Wallace. Carl Edwards and Johnny Sauter are in as well. Here's Edwards.
Guess who's leading this race? Bill Elliott, driving for the Wood Brothers in the 21 car. He made his first start in this Coca-Cola 600 before 18 drivers that he's racing against were even born.
Elliott has run in 28 Coke 600s. He's never won it. Best finish of second twice, because he has the availability of the Champions Provisional. The Wood Brothers tapped him to try to get them back into the top 35 in owner points so they can receive a qualifying exemption, and then Kenny Schrader and John Wood will resume, swapping that ride back and forth. So Elliott's on pit road as Dale Jr. moves past David Reagan. Matt.
And Elliott is in, trying to become the 17th different winner for the Wood Brothers. A little struggle getting the can in by Mike Andretti. A lot of brake dust. Small air pressure change for the 21. He's away.
Well, all I know, boys, our leader is back, Brian Vickers, in that 83 car, and he is still picking them up and laying them down. His last lap, 31:24. The second place car, Kurt Busch, 5 seconds behind him, a half a second slower than this Red Bull Toyota.
Brian Vickers, who won last fall at Talladega, is out in front of the Coca-Cola 600 on Fox.